Hello everyone. Are you like me? And do you crave leafy green vegetables at every meal? Well, if you are, I'm sure you realize that leafy green vegetables, and I'm not talking about salads here. I'm talking about um, vegetables like spinach, vegetables like amaranth, vegetables like kangkong. Okay, these kinds of vegetables. You do realize that these vegetables take a little longer in order for us to pick the leaves off and so on. Well, let me give you a tip. When you prep leafy green vegetables, when you sort of prep them a little bit, don't wash them, put them in a container. These vegetables would actually last for about 4 to 5 days. So when you're back from work, or you don't want to spend too much time on a meal, and you want to fix a quick meal for your kids and for your family, this is what you could do to still get those leafy green vegetables into your diet. We have a bunch of green vegetables that you want to cook it during the week. Don't have to fret about cleaning it right after work. Just do this. And this part around here, it will be very fibrous, so you don't use that part. You just maybe take about this much. And this one, if you want to cut it, you just do this. Take the fiber off and keep it into and start prepping your vegetables this way. So these are the leaves that I've already sort of cut off the stems. These are the stems, and how I'm going to store them is basically, you can take any Tupperware or any container, put some kitchen towel underneath, and now I'm just going to put these inside. Don't tightly pack it, just sort of lightly put it in. In fact, this is a little much. And also, do not wash the leaves. Put the leaves in, wash the leaves just before you cook, because if you wash the leaves and store, then the leaves would wilt, and that would make your vegetable look really awful. So I'm going to put it like this, and then I'm going to put the other half of that kitchen towel. I'm going to close it and store it in the fridge, and all I have to do is wash it when I'm going to cook this vegetable. And as for the stems, let me share something with you. The only reason the stems are pretty fibrous. Okay, they are pretty fibrous and hard, but I don't know whether some of you are like me, and when the person who kind of taught me how to cook as a young girl was my mom. And do you feel like me, where you kind of have your mom in your head sort of telling you things, and I could hear my mom saying things. So you see, my mom is someone who would never waste anything. So she would basically, right till the place, basically even here, she would probably use it. She'd probably do this, take out the fiber, take this off, and then she'd take another one, and she'd do that, and she'd keep this, and she probably, when we cook, she would put these in first, cook it in the oil, and then later the leaves. So I'm not a fan of the stems, and I've always felt guilty about not using the stems, so I would always use the stems. So I'm just letting you know that some of you guys, if you want to do what you want to do, and I'm not advising or advocating going against the norm, or in any way going against practices that established practices that you grew up with. But sometimes you want to make yourself happy, or you want to do your own thing, go ahead and ditch the guilt. So here I've done another batch of vegetables. Just look at this. This is red amaranth, and just look how nice and luscious it looks. So this one will be also put into a container with kitchen paper. And as for the stems, okay, this time around I have not discarded all of them. I'm going to pick out the ones that are quite nice, and like this one, you see, it's nice and soft, and I don't think it's not fibrous. So I would keep some of them together with the leaves. So I'm just going to put them like so, and I'm just going to put the stems on the top, and of course I will be going through that lot as well. And like these, these felt a bit fibrous, so I'm not going to keep these. This one I'm keeping. This one I'm going to go through. So yeah, so this is roughly how I would be storing it in the fridge. I happen to be one of those people who need to have a little bit of lentils in my diet every week, at least a few times. Whether it's in a sambar, which is essentially a lentil stew, or a tadisar, okay, that is like an Indian soup. And both these dishes have lentils incorporated in them. Or I would just chuck the lentils into a vegetable dish. So if you're like me and you find, pressure cooking the lentils or boiling the dal and so on too time consuming and you just basically do away with it, here's a tip. So my husband and I are trying to go vegetarian a few times a week, at least 3 times a week. And in order for me to incorporate protein into my meals quickly, would be to have pre-boiled dal in my freezer. So that way I'm able to incorporate the dal or the lentils into my vegetables, and I have a little bit of protein in that vegetable dish. So this is how I do it. Basically, this is my dry lentils. I have this combination that I use for sambar, and then I use for like anything else that I want to, any other vegetable that I want to incorporate dal in. It's always the same, this same combination of different dals. Just want to show you what exactly I have in my lentil mix. So if you can see, there are 3 different types of lentils here. So let me just take it out for you. Here, the little orange ones, those are Mysore dal. The little orange ones over here. So these are Masoor dal or Mysore dal. And then I have these round yellow ones. Okay, these round yellow ones over here, these are Mysore dal, and these round yellow ones are called Malawi dal or Tur dal. And then these little ones, these are split and cleaned and then split mung beans. Can you see? Mung beans are usually green in color, so that's how it looks like. So this is my combination. I have these for my sambar or for any other vegetable. This is my basic combination. I don't have like different combinations for different things. So these are Mysore dal. It gives a different flavor, so I like it. And this one is Malawi dal. And over here, this is cleaned and split mung beans. So what I do is, my composition is usually 1 cup of Malawi dal and half cup Mysore dal and half cup of this clean split mung beans. So that's my ratio, 1 to 1 half. That's how I do it. So guys, what I've done is I have taken this. I had actually taken this dry lentils, and I had taken about a cup, or maybe about 2 cups, and I had washed it, rinsed out whatever that was coating it. Sometimes it's not that clean if you don't wash it and rinse it. You have to wash and rinse your lentils. So I rinsed it out and then soaked it for about half an hour. Can you see? It's like almost doubled in size. Can you see 3 different types of dal there, or lentil there? This one in my hand here, on my thumb, is the small one. It's the skinned and split mung beans. So I'm going to soak it for another half an hour, after which I will boil it or pressure cook it, and then I'll show you how I store it. So now it had already soaked for about an hour plus. So I'm just going to, I put it into my pressure cooker. You can also put it in a pot and boil it. So I'm just putting in enough water to cover the dal, just enough. You see, there's not too much of water in here. And okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt, just a bit of salt, And because this dal, about a teaspoon, and because this will definitely be used only for Indian cooking. So, and you know, Indian cooking always has to have this. So I'm going to put a little bit of turmeric powder in here, about a half a teaspoon, and then give it a stir. You can also put a little bit of oil. That kind of prevents um, the water from leaking. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil just so that the water doesn't not leak, so that you know from here, from the top, sometimes you can have the bits of dal coming out from here, or a lot of liquid coming out from here. So I to prevent that, sometimes I just add a little bit of oil. Now I wonder if I had, yeah, I have already. So it's on. I'm going to turn on the heat. I'm going to put it on a high heat and wait for about 2 whistles, and then I'll take it out and let it cool for as long as maybe about 3 minutes or 4 minutes. And once the pressure is off, released, I will take out the dal and cool it, and then put it into the containers or packets. So that's 1 whistle. That means the pot has come to full pressure already. So now I have to reduce the temperature. So with the electric coil here, that would be a little difficult. So you know, it won't reduce, the heat won't reduce as fast. So I'm just going to leave it on here for maybe another, it'll probably whistle again for another 2 whistles or so, and then I will turn it off. I will take it off the heat. So now I'm going to try and open this, because I can see that there's not much steam, hardly anything coming out. So let's see how it looks like. Okay, it's quite cooked. All right, and you see it's parboiled already. If some of them you can see them shape, but ouch, it's hot. So if you like press it, it smashes. So this is how I kind of like my dal. You can't keep it in here for too long, then it'll get very, very mushy. So now I'm going to transfer it to another container and let it cool. And after that, I will put it into either small Tupperware, small plastic containers, or into little bags. So now I'm going to leave it to cool over here. Leave it to cool for a bit, and I will pack them into little bags like these, little Ziploc bags. Only when they're cool, I will put them into little Ziploc bags like these and freeze them, or into little plastic containers. So now I will put them into these little plastic, these are like Ziploc bags. Okay, I'm going to use this spoon. Can you see it's kind of hardened already? Because dal tends to clump up a little bit. If you leave it to cool, it clumps up. So now I'm going to put it in like this, like so. And what you would eventually get is a flat packet like this. So this is easy for me to use. Either I can use like 1 or 1.5 for a sambar, or I could even just, you know, when it's frozen, all I have to do is just break it. Let me show you a frozen one that I have in the fridge right now. So this is a frozen packet that I have in the fridge, and I think I've written here, I've written here chana dal. So this is only chana dal in here. So this is an easy way for me to incorporate. So what I do is I just put it into water for a little bit, and then when it softens, I would just break it. Or sometimes I would just like take out the whole thing, cut off a piece, and I would use it into my dish. So I do hope that you have found these tips that I've shared with you helpful. And if you did, please do incorporate them in your lives as well. You see, over the years, I have been a stay-at-home mom, and I have only taught part-time, teaching part-time. So sometimes I get a little frustrated when there's too much of my time taken in the kitchen. So through the years, I have come up with little time-saving tricks so that I don't have to spend my whole day in the kitchen and I can do exciting things that, I do like cooking, but there are other things that we could do as well. So um, do give it a shot. And thank you so much for being with me today. If you do enjoy my videos, please do like, subscribe, and please do share my videos as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Here's Shakila Shanmugam signing off. Bye, guys.